Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to the Excavation of Hobb's Barrow. And in the last episode, guys, we were able to retrieve Jane's doll from her brother, and the little girl led us on a hide-and-seek game through the woods. We heard giggling coming from a hole in the forest, and we decided to explore that little tunnel and discovered that it was occupied by a very angry badger, and that Jane, who was waiting for us outside, had never gone in there at all, despite the fact that we heard that giggling. So that was a little bit creepy, but Jane was able to give us the location of where Hobb's Barrow is, and we had just finished talking to Mr. Bryden here, who owns the land, and he is asking for credentials before we continue. Now, I figure we need to go ahead and hand the letters off to him, but before we do that, let's go ahead and explore the rest of the grounds here. We've got the bucket, we've got Black Phillip here.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk.
Ew.
This is not mine to take. What a wild-looking thing. Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
Well, if you were tied outside, you probably would be too. Alright. Credentials.
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewley in order to excavate Hobb's Barrow.
Leonard making bold promises, I see.
Very bold.
Don't make me regret this, but yes, you can have a look at it.
Thank you.
Any road. Once you've set your eyes on it, you won't be wanting out to do with it. The place gives one a queer feeling.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, this is like uncomfortable silence.
Hello there, sir.
Yes?
That's quite an intimidating goat you own.
Ha! The old girl does a better job of protecting this farm than any hound would. She still produces a lot of milk for us, so we forgive her temper.
Thanks for your time.
Ta-ra now.
Alright, now we actually get to see the infamous Barrow. Oh, in the rain, too. Love it. There's no way this could go sideways on us.
I probably should have brought my umbrella. Perhaps I could take a closer look.
AR.
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to.
Trying to think of Arthur and Camilla? Wait, was it AR? We'll have to look at the tombstones.
Finally, here it is. Hobb's Barrow.
Well, it's no Turtle Rock, but it'll do.
Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder?
Well...
That smell. Earthy and sweet.
Achievement unlocked, Hobb's Barrow. Oh, vision time.
3, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come.
More hide and seek.
Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
I see the shovel there next to the statue, I think. Or the trowel.
Daddy told me I should always carry a trowel on my excavations.
Good call.
Now I'm ready.
We got 2 dirt piles. Pile number 1.
No treasures here.
This would be a really fun game. Like treasure hunts and such.
Nothing here.
There's one.
Treasure!
The Undertaker's urn.
Daddy, I found the treasure! Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Oh, yes! That was a wholesome flashback. Except for the migraines.
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate. I do have a feeling there is... I must gain...
Okay, that was a right click and a left click. Well, let's go. AR. Oh, it's starting to get dark.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Good call.
I shouldn't disturb him at this late hour.
Poor goat.
It's fast asleep. I wonder what goats dream of.
Not electric sheep.
I don't wish to risk waking it up. This is not mine to take.
I figured that'd wash out at least part of the rancid milk. Back to the inn. Actually,
I'll have to read it tomorrow. It's too dark now to make out the writing.
no, never mind. Oh God, welcome to Silent Hill. Anvil.
The horseshoe is nailed firmly to the wall.
It's like wondering, can we get away with anything right now?
I didn't come to Bewley to sweep their streets.
Well, fine. Oh, I was wondering if they were still arguing. Oh, he's playing Five Finger Fillet.
Mr. Crozier is enjoying a large mug of ale. Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. 'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favourite piece in your collection?
the ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobb's Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Okay.
This local chap looks thoroughly intoxicated. A fearsome-looking brute of a man. Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you going to do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock his bloody block off. In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You heard the man.
Charming.
Wow. Okay. Oh, no, not yet. Stanley!
Good evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley.
Kitty!
I found Hobb's Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
A mug of your finest ale, please.
Let's keep running up that tab.
There we are. That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Okay. Hey there, Herbert. That was Herbert or Hubert?
He's engaged in a bout of pinfinger. Such a brutal hobby. Good evening, sir. I'll leave you to it.
So as long as he didn't stab himself. He has all his fingers. The blade goes chop, chop, chop.
It's Herbert, the local stray. I don't wish to wake him up. Cyril seems gruff and unwelcoming, but I sense he may be a kind man under this facade.
Let's see who won the argument.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
He seems even more wound up than usual. I must say, last night has rather put me off using these toilets.
Alright. Now, can I actually leave?
The sun has set and rain has swept in. I shan't go out again tonight.
Alright. Well, nothing really to do but go to bed. Well, hold on. Is there anything that we can hand off? Glove, the trowel, lantern. No?
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
I have a feeling this is when stuff's going to start going really creepy.
Miss Bateman,
Oh.
how are you?
Tired.
Can I buy you a drink?
One won't hurt.
One won't hurt.
Excellent. I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that Maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
I don't need any further convincing.
Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
Let's see if we can get that tongue loose.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobb's Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally. I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognised from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
It's true.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her. She was naught but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at her favourite lookout spot on the moors. Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye.
That's a beautiful tribute.
Aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett.
Okay, so
I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur.
That was a good conversation.
Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another.
Well, Thomasina's letting her hair down a bit. So Margaret is Arthur's mother. We were wondering whether that was actually Arthur's wife, and he was lying about it. But that's good to have that confirmation.
The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillett and I. I treasure the memory.
Go on, then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Sing the song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right, then.
Now comes the mini-game.
Clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
Interesting. Herbert, you coming by? Oh dear. Little trip through the nightmare realm. Gollum?
Hello, Thomasina.
What is this? Who are you?
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
You were here 25 years ago.
My father?
You were deep down with the others. You were there, and something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go.
Interesting.
One more thing. This is not a dream.
Whew. Hell's bells. So are we going to find out that Thomasina's dad was part of that group? That when it collapsed?
That was a terrible sleep.
I forgot what the time frame of that was. If you're hungover, the last thing you want is your hair in a ponytail.
The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore.
Okay. What do we got here?
What's this? There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
IAW. Day 1. Arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I'm to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it'll be an early night for me. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved's nausea, gravidarum. I'm sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles. A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Rho, Theta, Epsilon, 9. We found the code was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face toward the 7th Archonic. Sorry if I'm... Archontic. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the Guardian shall be defeated. A dead language reveals the path. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said. Follow the words of my mouth and reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting. Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
Could be the brother.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
Continue accusing Mr. Kemp. No, we'll relent.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Keep it secret. Let's show Stanley the contents. The only reason I'm doing this is, like, while I may be mistrusting, I don't think Thomasina would be mistrusting of him so far.
Take a look.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny-looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
I was at Hobb's Barrow.
Oh?
But everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hobb's Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal! You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hobb's Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobb's Barrow.
Oh, I've got to hear this.
What is this folk tale you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hobb's Barrow, hence the name, Hobb's Barrow. Hobb, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Oh, I want the knife.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and...
The knife is stuck deep in the table. Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Don't. I didn't do it.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
Cool. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe the chisel would work. But, yeah, this is a good place to go ahead and end it, guys. With that interesting vision. We got a little bit more intrigue, and it's involving Thomasina's father. So, I guess we'll see what happens. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.